We're going to take another timeout. We'll be right back. No score in Jackson, Mississippi.
Players give it their all. But when I say player, I don't mean the ones with the ball. I mean the ones that play drums, the brass, the woodwinds. These players bring excitement to the stadium. Because for them, halftime isn't a break. It's game time. Pepsi is a proud supporter of HBCU students. Pepsi and HBCUs. That's what I like.
We are exactly what you think. We are not at all what you think. We are past, present, and future, all in one. Because the best way to honor our history is to make history. General Motors, honored to sponsor the Southwestern Athletic Conference.
Doritos created Solid Black in 2021 to help fuel the initiatives of Black leaders seeking to drive real change, like Alvin Irby. Spread literacy, literally. Or Pierre, who's empowering our youth with skills that bridge the opportunity gap. Or Jessica Johnson, whose dedication and dreams helps make college a reality. And many more. Check out their stories and help shape change. We are Solid Black. Join us and try another angle.
In 1920, an athletic league was formed and slowly became one of the leading sports associations in the world of collegiate athletics, the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Today, the SWAC is looking towards the next century, growing, supporting, and transforming our intercollegiate sports activities for student athletes and promoting academic excellence. Each SWAC member institution represents a high level of integrity and sportsmanship. We are the SWAC, building champions for life.
Butch Alcindor and Jorge Vargas with you at the W.C. Gordon Classic in Jackson, Mississippi. Of course, Bethune-Cookman taking on Jackson State. Bethune with the football now, getting set to punt it away to the Tigers. The kick by Frederic sails deep, and it will not go into the end zone. What a great kick by Anthony Frederic, and it's going to be touchdown at about the 2-yard line. So Jackson State will get the football in a huge hole to start this game.
Wow, you talk about flattening the ball right there, right? I mean, it looks like when it landed, the air went out of it. It did not bounce into the end zone, so a great job. And it puts the Tigers, they're going to have to roll all the way from the 97-yard drive if they're going to hit the end zone now.
That's going to bring out Jason Brown and the offense for Jackson State. Brown, 6'2", 230 pounds. Of course, he's a grad student. As I said at the top, came over from South Carolina at one point, then Virginia Tech, so he does have the experience. Working out of the hole right now. Hands it straight ahead, and that is Irv Mulligan trying to get some yards to get Jackson State out of that hole.
Let me tell you, Irv Mulligan is an exciting player to watch. You're gonna, before this game's out, you will see he'll make a moment.
Jason Brown leads the SWAC in completion percentage with a 66.7 clip. He's also 4th overall in passing in the SWAC. So now he has a second down and 10. It's not 10, it should be about 7. Second and 7 to go for a first down for the Tigers. Comes back, hands it to Mulligan again, and he fights his way for another couple of yards. So the transfer from Walford showing that he has some power inside. And now let's check out our keys to the game for Jackson State, presented by GM.
Yeah, and on the offensive side of the ball, they've gotten in the red zone a ton, and they don't convert those into TDs. They have to do that today. And then again, on defense, they've got to improve the run defense.
3rd and 3 coming up now for Jason Brown and the Jackson State offense. He puts a man in motion. Brown fakes the handoff. Now he's going to tuck it. Brown tries to get the first down, and he's very close. I think he may have gotten it as he goes quickly to the line of scrimmage, and it's a first down for the Tigers.
He runs straight up. I mean, he gives the defense a big target. I don't know if I want my quarterback doing that, but you're definitely glad he gets the first down there.
He doesn't run much, but he's very effective when he does run the football. By the way, Jorge, he did pass for 356 yards in the season opener against South Carolina State. Also tossed 3 touchdowns in that game. So Brown on 1st and 10. Looking to his left, has a man open. Nice pass by Brown, and it's going to be another first down for the Tigers. Good grab there by Fabian McCray, who made the catch.
Yeah, Brown did a great job. Put it right where it needed to be. Your receiver gets a nice, easy catch. Found the soft zone there. Great completion.
Brown so far this season, over 800 yards passing with 4 touchdowns, as this team comes in with a 2-2 overall record. This time they go to the reverse, and coming around is Andre Hunt. Hunt picks up a block, still on his feet. Hunt has a first down, and he's bounced out of bounds after a nice run on the reverse. Andre Hunt does a good job on that run.
Yeah, he had to run over one of his own teammates, I believe Fabian McCray, trying to block for him. Watch here. He runs him over to get through, but Brown down there giving some great blocks himself.
So on first down, Brown's going to throw it. He wants to go deep. Now he has to step up in the pocket, runs out toward the sidelines. He's going to pick up about 5 yards on that scramble out of the pocket.
You know, when you get a quarterback like this with the experience he has, 7 years, right? Just look how calm he is. You know, it looks like he doesn't get rattled too easy. He's very deliberate in his what he decides to do.
T.C. Taylor with a really nice tempo to his offense to start this game. Brown with a fake and a pass and a good defensive play right there by number 1, Amari Hill-Robinson. Came up quickly to knock down Rico Powers before he could get started.
Yeah, and Rico's a guy they're going to try to get the ball into his hands, because when he gets in there, dangerous things can happen for the Tigers.
That was really one-on-one crime there.
Yes.
Number 1 defensively and number 1 offensively.
That's right. One-on-one crime. I like that.
So that's going to bring up first down for the Tigers. Brown in the pocket, hung in there. Beautiful pass, has his man, and he dropped it. Wide open for a possible touchdown was Isaiah Spencer, and Brown hit him in a bad spot, right in the hands, and Spencer could not hang on.
Let me tell you, you cannot throw that pass any better. It was lofted. It gave him time to do adjustments. And again, he just lost concentration at the very last minute. You could see he had 2 hands on it. Right here, watch, he adjusts perfectly. He tries to catch it with his arms instead of his hands. Therefore, the ball gets bounced away.
You know those old Southwest commercials, want to get away? That is Isaiah Spencer right now. Tigers come back with a run, and they got a lot of room going on down the sideline. That was Desmond Moultrie, who broke it, and then he had to step out of bounds there, or he might have scored.
You see it, you could tell exactly where he stepped out, because you saw him go, you know, man, I shouldn't have stayed out. But good job, good play. And again, way to back up a play that can deflate you, and now you go right back to the run and you get a good positive play there. Right there.
Just a great job by that offensive line to seal everything inside, and Moultrie got around the end. So this time they come back to Desmond. Another big hole, and this time a flag goes down, and that run is going to come back because they threw the flag in the vicinity of where you usually see holding.
Let me tell you, big number 72, Sear Riley, he's pulling around. He's on the offensive line, 6'4", 318 pounds. And he comes flying through, and basically he ran right off his tail.
That was our referee, Bobby Wright, with the call as we take another look.
Yeah, 72, the right tackle, comes inside. Look at him, he just mauls. And maybe that's who the call was on. But he's done two really good pulls in there and created a lot of space.
Yeah, Coach went out of his way to tell us, though, when he's talked about his offensive team, how they went out of their way to accept Jason Brown. You know, it's tough to come in from the outside, but he came in, he's picked up the offense right away, and his teammates look to him as a leader on that team. So 1st and 20 now for the Tigers. Brown fires underneath inside, and he completes the pass. That pass is complete to number 7. That is 7 McGee with his first catch of the game.
Yeah, nice job, opens up. And again, you talk about Coach Taylor getting the team behind him. You know, there was a lot of buy-in, right? Him as a new head coach, a lot of change. Coach Prime gone, and a lot of players that bought in meant a lot to him.
Jason Brown gives it to Moultrie. Wildcats had him in the backfield, but they couldn't wrap him up. But a good recovery by the defensive team from Bethune-Cookman. Not much on that play. And we do have another flag on the field. As Moultrie got out to the sidelines, not a lot gained on that last play. So third down after they declined the legal procedure penalty.
They're getting a lot of penetration. Bethune's getting a lot of penetration in there. And again, big number 72, Riley, the right guard. There's a good shot of him right there, right guard. He's been pulling a lot, and he's been creating some room, but they shot right through him.
3rd and 13 coming up now for Jason Brown and the Jackson State offense. 2 receivers to his left, 2 receivers to his right. Brown snaps it. Now he's under pressure, has to scramble around, and he just threw that one away. Great pressure up front by the Wildcats, including Amari Jones, number 17, one of those guys getting a big push up front.
And that was a great job by Brown. There's 2 pressures right there, and then right there he realizes I gotta throw this away, and it was just a good job getting rid of the ball.
So Jackson State comes off the field, so the Wildcats did a little bending, but they did not break on that series right there. So on to kick the football away. And we're not sure if it's going to be Matt Noel. He was the guy who was supposed to kick for Geraldo Beza, but Beza was injured last week, and then Noel got hurt in practice. So we're not sure who's going to punt the football tonight. It's got a high kick, and it's a nice kick. And it's going to be touchdown at about the 3-yard line. So the punters are dueling right now. Still no score to go here in Jackson, Mississippi. 5:13 to go. First quarter. We'll be right back.
US Cellular has the amazing new iPhone 15 Pro.
Cut, more feeling. Cue the music.
US Cellular has the amazing new iPhone.
Love it.
Now new and current customers can get iPhone 15 Pro on us. US Cellular, built for us.
They're here. Okay. There's no way we're paying for all those medical bills.
Should we talk about a settlement?
How about we cut the car payments down?
We might want to think about this.
Look, just get them to sign. This offer's more than fair.
Sir, it's the law offices of Hubie and Abraham.
Tell them you mean business. Call 800-800-5678. Hubie and Abraham.
You can handle this one.
In Wisconsin, at the edge of the Driftless area, award-winning whiskey is made. Handcrafted, small batch bourbon, using naturally filtered water from a sandstone aquifer. 100% grain to glass, with subtle spice and notes of caramel and vanilla. Come, share our dream and taste the American spirit. Find Driftless Glen at your favorite retailers and restaurants.
Welcome to life in the new open web, where innovation keeps pace with imagination and the future arrives daily. Viant is pioneering a new approach to media, combining AI with human insight, creating new ways to reach customers and new standards of measurement, both on and offline. Viant, built for the new open web, built for now.
We are still scoreless in the first quarter between Bethune-Cookman and Jackson State in Jackson, Mississippi. That last punt was by Avery Salerno, and it went 30 yards. Now, he's normally the deep snapper. But because of all the injuries to the kickers for Jackson State, he was pressed into duty tonight and had a 30-yard punt. So here come the Wildcats on offense from deep in their own territory. And they go straight ahead on the run, and not much happening right there. Good stop by the Jackson State defense.
Yeah, Bethune's bringing in big number 34 there to be the extra tight end or extra tackle, Christopher Grant. And wherever he lines up, there's some serious collisions going on there, I can say that.
That was Jimmy Robinson on the carry there. He's in the backfield now. He's the senior with a lot of experience there. Do it all back is what Jimmy Robinson is. Runs hard, really good protection against the pass. So he does a good job for the Wildcats. Fake to Robinson. Simmons keeps, and he has nowhere to go. A fine defensive play right there by Jackson State. B.J. Washington coming up with a big stop.
Yeah, Keydrane Callaghan made that happen. I mean, he started the attack on that side and then allowed his, you make a mess and then you let your friends come clean it up, right? That's how it works.
3rd down and 8 to go for the Wildcats. Walter Simmons with a foot right on the goal line. He almost got the Tigers to jump. They'll reset. Third and 8 for Simmons. Moves out of the pocket. He's caught and dropped for a safety. A big play by Jackson State. That is number 13, Isaac Peppers. And what a story, man, this young man has been this year for the Tigers. You know, he started as a walk-on, had so much success at Arkansas Pine Bluff, came over to Jackson State, had to walk on, and look at the big play he made, coming up with the safety on Simmons in the end zone.
Yeah, Coach talked about it this week. That this guy just finds a way to make plays. He's undersized, under everything, right? But he plays big, plays fast, and again, he loves the impact he's made on the team. And see, once he makes a decision, he accelerated and got the safety. Big play.
Yeah, you know, he was getting ready to give up football. He was going to take a job in the real world and get a job, and they talked him into coming, and they weren't sure how committed he would be. And what a pleasant surprise he has been. Isaac Peppers, 6 foot, 215-pound graduate student from Arkansas Pine Bluff, but he has been fantastic for the Tigers this year.
Yeah, and even as a motivator inside the team, when you see a guy come to a team with no guarantees, no nothing, who's played before, and comes in and says, you got to earn your way. He came in starting as a third-team linebacker and then quickly worked his way up to a starter, then gets a scholarship, then they take care of him. And then he's just been motivating everyone out there because Coach talked about, look, all these players come in here, they think they've got something, and they realize, whoa, we're seeing some guy work and earn it over and over. That's what we need to do. So what a great story. What a great guy. And Coach thinks this year is going to be special for him. He's going to help that defense get better and better.
You're right, sir. That's the thing he emphasized. We did not give him a scholarship. He earned his scholarship.
Yeah. And he said that moment's just special. And the whole team galvanized that team when that happens. And there's nothing like a walk-on getting a scholarship. That's a special moment for an entire team.
It's a 5-yard loss for safety on the play. So make it 2-0 Jackson State as Frederic will kick the football back to the Tigers, and chasing it is number 11, Isaiah Spencer. Excuse me, check that. That's 7 McGee, number 7 on the return. So just the way TC told us during our coaching call this week, they're working the ball to 7 McGee. They're trying to get it to him on special teams and on offense as a wide receiver.
They want to see him have as many opportunities as he can to make big plays. And you're going to see something special happen today, is what he said.
And the other coaches for Jackson State, the offensive coordinator, Maurice Harris, and the defensive coordinator, Jonathan Bradley, out there for the Tigers on the field. So how about that? The defense provides the first score of the ballgame.
Well, you know, both coaches really wanted their defenses to step up. So Jackson State obviously happy at the moment of how their defense performed.
Jason Brown back on the field. He has Irv Mulligan in the backfield. Give us to Mulligan. Mulligan has a hole, and Mulligan's going to pick up close to 5 yards on that carry.
I really like Mulligan. I think he is a special-looking running back, and I just think he takes advantage of all the opportunities, and if there's something not there, he doesn't just, he just gets what he can out of our play.
This time he's going to pass it, and a big defensive play by number 12, Jabari Jalden, up there to knock him down in the backfield.
Jordan did a great job. Watch him just get rid of the blocker on him. Right there, discards him and goes right after the receiver. Absolutely fantastic job. You can't be blocked if you won't be blocked, right?
3rd and 6 coming up now for the Tigers. And Jason Brown, and we talked a little bit about Rico Powers before. He's been his favorite receiver to this point, and he's only thrown one pass and his direction so far today. So Brown puts Mulligan in motion. Brown, a lot of time, and he's going to have to just throw that one away. The pocket started to collapse on him a little bit, and that may have affected that pass.
Yeah, and I don't know if he was really just trying to throw it away or he was just inaccurate. And at the end, he just said, you know what, I'm going to let this one just go on the ground because I'm not going to try to push it too much.
De'Aris Thomas, the closest defender to that football. And so now this may be the situation where Jackson starts to have some issues with their kicking game because they're using replacement kickers at every turn. And we have Avery Salerno again back to punt the football away. He had a 30-yarder the last time. This time he gets a little running start there. Looks like it's a little better. Let's check out the bounce. He gets the bounce and the ball will stop inside the 30-yard line. So that's a tough adjustment to make, to have to adjust without any kickers on the fly and to come up with some people to make plays for you. And so that's what Coach T.C. Taylor had to work with this week. By the way, Friday was TC's birthday.
That's right. And he said he was postponing the celebration until after the game today. So he's hoping his team can take care of his biggest present, which is getting a win, his first conference win as the head coach of Jackson State. It means so much to him, being at Jackson State, seeing what's happened, having it go up. And I think the big thing he also said was, hey, we've been brought up, we're going to stay up. We're not going back down.
Jackson State came in 0-1 in Southwestern Athletic play, in SWAC play. Their lone loss was to Florida A&M earlier this year. A little unusual for Jackson State to have a conference loss if you look at the last couple of years so early in the year.
But that is a tough way to open the season. Florida A&M is a really, really good football team. They are so consistent, so tough. New coaches, a lot of changes, and that's your first game of the season to get things going. That certainly is the wake-up call to start things off.
2nd and 9 now for the Wildcats. Walter Simmons has gone all the way at quarterback. Fakes it to Jimmy Robinson. Looking downfield, has a man and a perfect strike from Simmons. A beautiful pass to Dakari Allen Johnson. He has 2 touchdowns on the year. He's a little guy, but he, as we said on the top, can make big plays.
He sure can. And again, the coverage is really good. He's right there in his hip pocket, but the pass is perfect, and he just takes the ball and accelerates.
Simmons to pass again on 1st down, and boy, that one was almost picked up. Jalen Hughes right there with a shot at that one, and it goes off his fingertips.
Yeah, he's mad at himself. He feels like, well, I should have just read the ball and not the player. But you have to pay attention to that player and figure there's going to be a better pass, but that pass just sailed. And I think that was a miscommunication between the quarterback and the receiver. The receiver did a stop, and the quarterback thought he was going to keep going. He was going to do a hitch and go.
Yeah, the Wildcats have actually used 3 quarterbacks this year, and because of injury, they're back to Walter Simmons again. And so Simmons this time turns and hands straight ahead to Terry Lindsay, and he's the 3rd running back to be in this game for Bethune-Cookman. And Coach told us he would use all 3 and see who would come up with the hot hand.
I think that's what you do. You just figure out who's feeling it that day. You give everybody an opportunity to see where it's going. But, as for their quarterback, I think Simmons is really doing a nice job. He looks like every bit of their starter and their leader. He doesn't look rattled at all.
So Simmons trying to get everyone in the right position here. 3rd down and 11 yards to go for a 1st down for the Wildcats. Fakes the handoff. Simmons floats to his right, fires downfield, and he just threw that one away. The nearest receiver was Davino Ellington, but that was out of his reach. So that will bring on the punting unit again for the Wildcats. So both teams sort of feeling themselves out early in this ball game.
Yeah, and I think the offense is what's interesting is both offenses have shown some good plays, but they just can't seem to keep that drive going, that elusive drive to keep getting deeper and deeper in the in that red zone.
Seven McGee back to return the punt for the Jackson State Tigers, who, if you're just joining us with 29 ticks to go in the first quarter, have a 2-0 lead. So the punt from Frederic is fielded and fair caught by 7 McGee right around the 16-yard line, and that is where Jackson State will start 1st and 10 on offense. And you know, their offense so far in this ball game, Bethune-Cookman, as you see, 7 McGee, 5'9", 185 pounds from Rochester, New York. Think about that young man. I actually covered him when he was playing USA football.
Oh, wow.
And he was quite the stud back then. I mean, he was phenomenal. You know, they played teams from all over the world, and his team was undefeated. I mean, they did an outstanding job. And he's a fantastic athlete, transferred in from Oregon. So the Tigers are expecting big things from him. As Jason Brown turns and he hands off again, and the running game is starting to get going now for the Tigers. That is number 27, Miller, Ahmad Miller, who, by the way, his brother, Aubrey Miller, was the outstanding linebacker last year, who actually was in Dolphins camp, was one of the last cuts from the Miami Dolphins camp.
Aubrey Miller was one heck of a player, man. That guy, he was hungry to tackle.
He was hungry. That brings us to the end of the first quarter. A lot of action going on for that team, for the Jackson State Tigers. Their defense leading the way after one is 2-0 Jackson State.
US Cellular has the amazing new iPhone 15 Pro.
Cut. We're feeling. Cue the music.
US Cellular has the amazing new iPhone.
Love it.
Now new and current customers can get iPhone 15 Pro on us. US Cellular, built for us.
Big trucks can be intimidating. If you've been seriously injured in a truck crash, call Gruber Law Offices today. Trucking law can be extremely complicated. You don't want to take on the insurance company alone. Gruber Law Offices has the experience, the resources, and of course, the results. We know truck law. We know the rules and regulations. We know what it takes to win. Call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Coach Saban, this coach done took over our office.
And he's using it to send out medical bills.
Good hands.
Hospital bill for Prime.
Yeah.
Did you just say Gap? He's talking about expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
Good thing Coach Prime knows about. Say it one time. Aflac. Because Aflac gets you money to help close that gap.
How do we get this goat out of here?
Aflac. Meet one of my new homies.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover. Aflac is an official sponsor of ESPN College Game Day.
Elephant would have been scarier.
In Wisconsin, at the edge of the driftless area, award-winning whiskey is made, handcrafted, small batch bourbon, using naturally filtered water from a sandstone aquifer. 100% grain to glass, with subtle spice and notes of caramel and vanilla. Come, share our dream, and taste the American spirit. Find Driftless Glen at your favorite retailers and restaurants.
Welcome to life in the new open web, where the future arrives daily and creativity and commerce thrive. Viant is pioneering a new approach to media, where third-party cookies are cleared from the cache of history and emerging channels open doors to new customers, creating a world where the future is wide open and the possibilities endless. Viant, built for the new open web, built for now.
To help Jersey Mike's tell everyone all about Shore Points, we hired magician Justin Willman to spread the word.
Adding chips and drinks to your order just got you closer to free sub. Oh, thanks. Well, this one's mine.
Customer reactions have been mixed.
Don't forget this.
Oh, good call. Thanks.
Ooh.
Oh. Maybe we should have just bought a billboard.
Download the My Mike's app and magically earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, sip, and chip you purchase.
Welcome back, everyone, to the W.C. Gordon Classic in Jackson, Mississippi. Jackson State taking on Bethune-Cookman, and you see the Jackson fans. Well, they're partying early in this game as Brown completes his pass, still on his feet as his wide receiver. That is Fabian McCray. He may have lost yardage. He was very close to that first down initially, but after he stepped back, I think he lost. Now they're going to be a couple of yards shy of that first down.
Yeah, once you come back, they're going to mark it wherever you start progress moving forward again.
So Jason Brown looking over to the sidelines, and it's got to be tough for this team. You lose not only your starting kicker, but you lose your backup kicker as well, and we'll get back to that in just a minute. Now it's 3rd and 5 after he lost yards on that reception. Had it up close to the first down. Jason Brown to pass. Nice pocket. Throws underneath and completes his pass to Rico Powers. His first catch of the day, and it's not going to be for much.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be enough. And again, this on this side of your field, you're going to have to punt, even though you have replacement players in place. You can't go for it whether it's a 20-something yard line. That's just tough this early in the game.
Yeah, that's going to bring on Avery Salerno again to punt the football away for Jackson State. Back to the return will be number 2. That is Dakari Allen Johnson for the Wildcats from Bethune-Cookman. So the soccer-style punt is away, and the fair catch is called for and made at about the 46-yard line. So that is where the Wildcats will start 1st and 10 when we come back with the football.
When you join the HBCU family, you become part of the tradition of breaking barriers in your community, breaking ground in your career, and bringing it with everything you do. From how you look to how you move in the classroom, on the court, and on the field. That's why Academy Sports and Outdoors is proud to celebrate the HBCU legacy and all those to add to it in their own way.
We are exactly what you think. We are not at all what you think. We are past, present, and future, all in one. Because the best way to honor our history is to make history. General Motors, honored to sponsor the Southwestern Athletic Conference.
It's a new day of Bethune-Cookman University's changing landscape of bold leadership in business, education, research, and STEM, creating innovative ways for new Wildcats to change the world. Get ready. The tide is rising. It's time for you to catch the next wave in higher education at Bethune-Cookman University.
Since 1877, Jackson State University has been training students for a life of service and leadership to impact our global society. Ranked among the best HBCUs in the country, Jackson State University offers 47 undergraduate, 37 master's, 1 specialist, and 13 doctoral degree programs. Whether you're interested in the arts, education, public health, the sciences, or business, we're here to take you from ready to JSU ready. Visit jsums.edu and apply today.
And we are back, and I think we are severely underdressed for this game, my friend. We are really underdressed because that's a lot of drip right there. I mean, that looks outstanding. I know I can't pull it off, but you, on the other hand.
I don't have that much style, my friend.
Well, I'm not sure about that.
He's got the walk and everything rolling with that one.
I think you might be able to pull it off.
I'll work on it.
Wildcats with the football, 1st and 10 from the 46. Simmons with the pass, completes it to Allen Johnson there, and he gets what he can get out of that. A nice gain on 1st down.
He got an extra 6 or so yards out of that, Butch. Didn't look like he did much, but watch him. He grabs it, and then bam, 1, 2, 3, 4 to 5 yards extra on that just by a sheer effort and moving your legs.
Yeah, he got the 1st down on that. I mean, just an outstanding play by Dakari Allen Johnson, the 5'7", 163-pound senior, coming up with the 1st down for the Wildcats.
He's got a lot of room now, too.
Simmons fakes the handoff. Wow. He was trying to hit Allen Johnson again, but I think it looked like he was throwing to Tink over there, who's already blocking.
That ball just sailed on him. He was going to Dakari, but it just sailed on him. Dakari's like, what? He almost hit him in the head. Wow. That could have been ugly, too. The defender would have been off.
That was Jawan Boyd up there at the top of your screen trying to make a block, and the ball may have hit him in the back.
It's close.
So 2nd down and 10 to go now for the Wildcats. Simmons looking that way again. Now he has to scramble out of the pocket. He's going to run it, and he tucks it, and he steps out of bounds. So a nice job by Walt Simmons to get away from the pressure and make something out of nothing. And that's what's so interesting, because that's what his coach told us. He can turn negative plays into positive ones.
And you know what the Tigers are learning real quick, when you blitz and you come, you have to come controlled. If you're coming way too fast, he's got the ability to spin and make you miss, and again, make something positive out of a bad play. Because that's about the 3rd or 4th time they've come free and he spun out of it.
That's an outstanding point, because you need to stay in your lanes, keep your leverage, and contain if that's your job. So that's an excellent point there, Jorge. And now it is 3rd and 11 to go for the Wildcats from Bethune-Cookman. Simmons ducks down, scrambles away. Simmons has some open field in front of him, and he tries to spin out of it. But a great job by Walt Simmons. It's like he could feel the pressure on him, and he took off.
Yeah, and again, that's just he knew. Watch, coming around that edge right there, they're right there, and then he started taking off right before they got there, and then I think his feet started thinking before his head.
So Simmons came up a yard short of the 1st down, so that brings up a huge 4th and 1 yard to go for the 1st down for the Wildcats. Walt Simmons has Jimmy Robinson, to his left. Snap and the give to Jimmy Robinson, and he pushes his way forward, and Robinson's going to have the 1st down and more for the Wildcats.
What a surge for the offensive linemen of the Wildcats. They did an amazing, amazing job. Christian Loving was watching him, number 55. He was helping pushing that pile. They did a great drive right there.
So a good job. It was 4th down, and the Wildcats convert. So now they're almost in the red zone. So this has been a nice drive for Bethune-Cookman. 1st and 10 for Simmons and the offense. Fakes it to Jimmy Robinson. Pass, and the knee was down as he hit Davino Ellington. Made the catch, but as I said, he did have the knee down, so the ball will be marked right there.
Yeah, and watch this fake to Jimmy Robinson. I mean, Robinson's like, hey, I've got it. Wait a minute. He pulled it right out. That was a great drive inside his belly and then pulled it out. He wouldn't have put his knee down, although I think the tackler was right there on top of him, but a nice play, action play.
2nd and 5 yards to go for the Wildcats.
You know, one thing you say about that 4th and 1 earlier, you know, since quarterbacks never go under center, the quarterback sneak is just a dead, except for the NFL right now.
JoJo Bazile back in the backfield. This time it's Alan Johnson on the end around. He has some room to go, and he's finally tripped up from behind. Oh, that would have been a Bethune-Cookman touchdown. So they ran that play early in the ballgame, and they came back with it again.
Yeah, you know, before this drive, Bethune-Cookman was only averaging 1 yard a carry. 7 carries for 7 yards, and they have really picked that up on this drive, and they're having success.
Dakari Allen Johnson, they use him in so many ways because he has the speed and the ability to get around the outside. So make it 1st and goal now for the Wildcats. Handoff inside. It's to JoJo Bazile, and he's in for the touchdown. Man, was that some power in his legs. How about that leg drive?
Well, you know, I said earlier in the telecast that JoJo's got to go, and JoJo went right for the end zone. Great job driving, and again, that offensive line for the Wildcats, they are pushing.
Wow, he just wouldn't go down. That was just all leg drive there. He had a couple of defenders on his back.
Yeah.
Didn't matter.
He was hitting the squat rack right there as he was going.
Bazile, the 5'10", 190-pound grad student, a transfer from Washington State. Coach described him, and that one is blocked. The extra point attempt is going to be blocked. So Bethune-Cookman come away with the touchdown, but no extra point. So there you have it, Bethune-Cookman out in front 6-2. We'll be back in a minute.
Big trucks can be intimidating. If If you've been seriously injured in a truck crash, call Gruber Law Offices today. Trucking law can be extremely complicated. You don't want to take on the insurance company alone. Gruber Law Offices has the experience, the resources, and of course, the results. We know truck law. We know the rules and regulations. We know what it takes to win. Call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Coach Saban, this coach done took over our office.
And he's using it to send out medical bills. Good hands.
Hospital bill for prime. Yeah. Did you just say gap?
He's talking about expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
Good thing Coach Prime knows about. Say it one time. Aflac. Because Aflac gets you money to help close that gap.
Now, how do we get this goat out of here?
Aflac. Meet one of my new homies.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
Aflac
is an official sponsor of ESPN College Game Day.
Elephant would have been scarier.
So gentle.
It's really important that we take care of ourselves for our sake and the sake of our family. Balance of Nature gives me what I need to make up for what's lacking in my diet. Taking Balance of Nature, I just feel better. I'm counting on Balance of Nature to help keep me healthy and active for a long time to come.
Start your journey to better health today. Go to balanceofnature.com to get your special offer when you order as a new preferred customer.
Welcome to the new open web, where third-party cookies are cleared from the cache of history, and respect for consumer privacy drives connections. Viant, built for the new open web, built for now.
That last touchdown drive for Bethune-Cookman, 8 plays, it covered 54 yards. It took him 4 minutes and 22 seconds before JoJo Bazile ran it in from 4 yards out to put the Wildcats out in front, 6-2 in Jackson, Mississippi. And so Jackson State getting set to run the kickoff back. The ball is fielded at about the 4-yard line, and here comes Jackson State. That is number 1 on the return. Rico Powers on the kickoff return that time for J-State.
Well, they said they're going to find a way to get them the ball wherever they can, and they certainly have.
And look at our series history here as we talk about it a little bit and take a look at last matchup, October 15th, 2002, 48-8, Jackson State.
Yeah, they were incredibly powerful there. Look at that 496 yards of offense, and they dominated, right? I mean, that's exactly what they did. And again, I think Coach Taylor said that's what they want to continue to do here. Bringing the program up, they want to keep it up. So right now, his offense has got a lot of work to do. They're going to try to match that.
1st and 10, the handoff, and a lot of room to go right there for Mulligan, but a flag is down. You know, since Bethune-Cookman has come into the SWAC, they're 0-2 so far against Jackson State. So Coach wanted to come in today and really make something happen as you take another look.
Oh, they went right to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, right to the line of scrimmage in another place, so check that flag. And Jackson State using that up-tempo offense here, empty backfield now for Jason Brown. Brown dumps it underneath, has his man, that is Rico Powers. Rico down the sidelines, slipped away and turns a little pass into a big gain.
That's why they say this guy is so fun to watch, and he'll make big things happen. Watch his footwork here, grabbing the good pass here. Watch, right? He's on the sidelines, but he keeps his feet in, cuts back inside, gets another 8 to 10 yards.
And he's so quick.
Yeah.
He came out of that cut really, really quick. Picked up a 1st down for the Tigers.
You can't blink if you're trying to tackle him.
Ball on the 27 now, and they go back to the run. Nice job right there for the Tigers on the carry. It's number 27, that's Ahmad Miller.
Ran out of his shoes.
He did. He's still on the field. He didn't want to go, but he's got to go and put that shoe on the sideline.
Someone's got to throw him his shoe.
We mentioned before that Ahmad Miller is the brother of Aubrey Miller, the great Jackson State linebacker who had such an outstanding season last year and really an outstanding career at Jackson State. So 2nd and 2 now for the Tigers. They go back to the run, and a nice spinning move by Moultrie. Desmond Moultrie picks up the first down and a lot more, and he knew he was just missed breaking that for a touchdown.
I can tell you what we've seen the difference here in Jackson State's offense. It's attitude. Just take a look at how they're running. It's I'm not going down. There's a lot more attitude when they get the ball and they're having more success.
So Jason Brown, 1st and 10 now, ball resting on the 11-yard line. He goes back to the run. Moultrie on the carry again, and this time he's going to be thrown backwards by Jalen Christian, number 30.
Be interesting where they spot that, but it looked like he still got 2 to 3 yards before he started going backwards. And again, the offensive line looks more aggressive to me, and the running backs are certainly running a lot stronger.
Jason Brown has run the offense all day, looking calm, cool, and collected. We mentioned that he's 4th overall in the SWAC in passing. And they're trying to come right back after BCU went on a scoring drive. So 2nd and 7 for the Cats. Fires for the end zone, and it's broken up. Big number 99 was down there and knocked that ball away.
I think he knew where he wanted to go before that ball was snapped, and there was a lot of coverage there. He had other opportunities. Watch, he fakes right, but he knew he was coming back left. He was double covered like a blanket, and he still came back to him. He knew where he wanted to throw it. That's one he'll want back.
So 3rd and 7 now for the JSU Tigers. Football down on the 8-yard line. Brown fakes to Moultrie, rolls to his left, fires in the end zone, has a man. That's a touchdown for Jackson State. What a beautiful catch by Seven McGee in the back of the end zone.
Yeah, that's kind of the pattern they really missed on the one before that. They had a good slant open at the top, but he was focused on the left side. But watch him this time. And the offensive line, he does a good job creating more time. And Seven does a great job of extending, leaping out to make that catch.
Just a great job. And it looked like he did get the 1 foot down.
Yeah. But that extension, the last second you saw his burst to reach out and grab that ball to be able to get the touchdown. And what an answer for Jackson State getting the touchdown here.
And here we are. We mentioned, if you're just joining us, their starting kicker was injured last week. The backup kicker was injured in practice this week. So the Tigers are going to go for 2 after scoring the touchdown. Jason Brown rolls to his right, shuttle pass inside, and it's going to be very, very close. It's big tight end, and the ball comes out. That was DJ Stevens, who tried to get it to the goal line, and he just about got there, but somehow the ball came out in the play. A good stop by Bethune-Cookman.
Excellent stop, again, because you're right. That little shuttle pass inside almost got them 6, but just fell just short.
Yeah. It's going to be good enough for the 2-point conversion because they put the 2 up here. This is another look at the touchdown, the back of the end zone to Seven McGee. Tigers out in front.
HBCUs are anchored by legacy. They nurture the talent and determination of their students and prepare them for a bright future. The Home Depot's Retool Your School program has and still believes in the excellence of HBCUs, committed not just in speech, but through the revitalization and upgrades of the campuses these students call home. Building, planting, tilling the dream, all hearts and countless volunteers on the ground. Retool Your School. We're powered by purpose.
Huge play coming up.
Oh, talking about dropping the ball. I got the score.
Tostitos Hardy Dippers.
We are exactly what you think. We are not at all what you think. We are past, present, and future, all in one. Because the best way to honor our history is to make history. General Motors, honored to sponsor the Southwestern Athletic Conference.
Like Mike, if I could be like Mike.
You want to be like the greats? First, believe you are. Greatness requires drip, not like that, like this. The greats aren't afraid to fail. They're fueled by it. Trophies require greatness, but greatness doesn't require trophies. Because greatness isn't about what you've done, it's about what you do next.
Huge play coming up.
Oh, talking about dropping the ball.
I got the score. Tostitos Hearty Dippers.
Welcome back, everyone. Butch Alcindor along with Jorge Vargas with you. That last scoring drive by Jackson State, 8 plays, 68 yards. It covers 3 minutes and 19 seconds. The 2-point attempt was no good. So now the score is 8-6. And as we have another kick, and it was another pooch kick and an opportunity for Jackson State maybe to recover the football, but they did not come up with it. So the scoring so far for Jackson State, 2 points coming on the safety, and then the touchdown to Seven McGee in the back of the end zone. And now we have an 8-6 ball game here in Jackson, Mississippi.
And it puts the difference in the second quarter has been rushing for both teams. Bethune-Cookman, while they still really need to elevate it again, it was only 1 yard to carry, and now they've got 2.5 yards to carry. And while Jackson State is now averaging 7.1 yards to carry and just under 100 yards for the game. So they have really cranked up their offense. And again, when you get your running game going, it opens up so much more in your passing game. It'll be interesting to see now how the Wildcats answer this.
So the Wildcats will get the football, and they will go 1st and 10. Offsides was called on the play by our referee, Bobby Wright. And now the Wildcats will have the football. Walt Simmons at quarterback. Hands it off. A nice hole around the outside. And look at Bazille using some of that power and speed. A good mixture there.
And again, I talked about it a little bit earlier. If you're going to come streaking through offensive lines and streak the caps, you got to find a way to get home. And again, you'll see red flashes coming through the lines of scrimmage. And I think what the Wildcats are doing is knowing exactly where those flashes are coming through and just running away from them and getting some yards.
You talked about the running game being big, and that's what we're seeing so far. Bazille again using some of his power that time to fight his way close to that first down. Make it 1st and 10 after that run by JoJo. Coach described him as a slasher, but he said he's also a burner, that he can beat you. He has the speed to take it to the house. So 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Simmons to throw it. Boy, he has a lot of time. And then he runs out of the pocket before he had to. Fires it downfield, and he has his man. That's complete to Tink Boyd, and that's a huge gain for the Wildcats.
Yeah, I was with you 100%. I said, why did you leave the pocket? The pocket was beautiful. Why did you leave it? Well, you know why? He didn't like his angle of his throw, I guess. And he steps out. And again, running to his left, cranking back as a right-hander. That is a hard throw, and he did a great job.
He made it look easy on that play. 1st down for Bethune-Cookman. Simmons under pressure, dumps it short. And his big tight end, Nabanye Moore, is going to be pushed out of bounds into the Jackson State sideline.
Yeah, Moore is a heck of a load there. As soon as he got that ball, he wasn't going anywhere. 6'2", 235 sophomore out of North Carolina. Watch him. He just keeps churning those legs, churning them. He wasn't going down easy. They had to work for it.
So he unloaded the ball, but no gain on the play as he got back to the original line of scrimmage. Simmons puts his running back in motion. Fakes it to him. Now he looks downfield. Has a man in the end zone, and it's almost picked off. A good recovery by Jackson State. That is Keebrick Wiggins. Did a good job. Wiggins back there on the coverage and knocked that ball away.
Jalen Terzado was target right there. And again, he was double cut. Well, I guess it was single. The other one was a little bit late there, but man, that was a tough throw because he was covered.
Nice job recovering right there by number 5 on the play for Jackson State. That is Wiggins.
Yeah, he had help up top, and he threw to it.
So 3rd and 10 now for the Wildcats. Bethune-Cookman coming in with a 1-2 record. Simmons sidearms it near the sideline. That's going to be incomplete. Jackson State with good coverage over there.
Devontae Moore again.
So that should force another punt, as you see T.C. Taylor there urging his defensive team on.
It'll be interesting to see what their decision is here, though. They're going to try a field goal.
They're going to try a long field goal. It's a 42-yard field goal attempt. Kick is down, and the kick is up, and it is good. What a kick right there. A beautiful kick. That is number 41 with the kick, Clayton Thomas. For the Wildcats. So they're at that long field goal. They take the lead 9-8 with 3:07 to go in the first half.
When I got hurt in a car accident, I had so many questions. Can my car get fixed? Who's going to pay for my medical bills? What about money for pain and suffering? I'll call Gruber Law Offices.
I'm attorney David Gruber. After an accident, call Gruber Law Offices. We'll answer all of your questions and speak with you for free.
Gruber Law Offices was there for me every step of the way. They got me the money I deserve.
If you've been hurt in an accident, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
A truck is a tool, but a ram is life. Innovations, comforts, and powertrains built to power all the lives you live. Ram.
We love our house. The outdoor space is great, but we do have invasive weeds.
He's up here!
At least Geico makes bundling my home and car insurance easy. We save so much.
Stay away from my family!
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
An ABC doubleheader.
Florida State making a meteoric move in the ACC. Dabo is fired up.
Today, I want to dominate.
Big-time Pac-12 game. Can't wait to see how good both these teams are.
Today, Florida State, Clemson, Colorado, Oregon on ABC. With college football on ESPN+, you get the defending champs, Boomer Sooner, the Horned Frogs, Death Valley, the Swamp. It's the best teams and the biggest conferences.
Can you believe this?
And so much college football action from across the country. So sign up now at ESPNplus.com.
And welcome back, everyone, as we get set for the halftime show. That's coming up in 3 minutes and 7 seconds. But first, that last scoring drive, 7 plays, covered 36 yards. It took 2 minutes and 26 seconds before Cade Hector drilled it in from 42 yards. He has a long of 45 yards this year for Bethune-Cookman, so he is quite the force. He's quite the weapon for the Wildcats on offense.
It's turned into quite a battle, Butch.
9-8 is your score. Bethune-Cookman leading Jackson State as Jackson State gets set to run back the kickoff, and this time Rico Powers is not going to get too far with that return. Good coverage by Bethune-Cookman on that play.
Yeah, I think that score kind of settled down the Jackson State fans here a little bit. They were dancing a little bit earlier. It seems like that calmed them down just a bit. And again, now what kind of answer will the Tigers have on this drive?
Well, last time, as you mentioned, the answer was to go to the running game, and it worked out really well. Brown also completed a couple of nice passes on the drive. So they will start 1st and 10 with the ball on the 22-yard line. JSU on the attack, and the give is to Mulligan. Mulligan around the outside. He's going to be tripped up after a gain of about 1. A good play by number 20, Shelton Quarles, there for Bethune-Cookman.
Yeah, Mulligan averaging 7.2 a carry, 36 yards on the day right now.
Yeah, came in with 322 yards rushing on the year, and the flag goes down before that ball was snapped. Bobby Wright, our referee, with the false start by the offense. Jackson State, so back them up 5.
Again, so far, really, it's been a very clean, well-played game. Not a lot of penalties.
2nd and 14 for the Tigers. Brown in the pocket, has to bounce out of it, still has the football, and then he floats it out near the sideline. It's going to go down as an incompleted pass. There's Coach Raymond Woody Jr. over there on the sidelines for BCU. And, you know, we talked about him. It's not very often you have 2 coaches that played at their respective schools, get to be the head coach, and now they're playing against each other.
Yeah, that's special. No question about that.
So make it 3rd and 14 to go for the first down for Jackson State. Jason Brown from the pocket. Now he's not in the pocket. Fires over the middle, and he throws high to his intended receiver. He had a man open on the play, but he was on the move. That was DJ Stevens, his big tight end, the All-American, who actually came into this game with 6 catches for 48 yards and a touchdown, but he couldn't get that one.
That was the first time I think I saw Brown look a little bit jumpy on the throw there. I think he had some time, and he tried to rush it on that scramble out to the left. And again, with not having your top end punters and that type of thing, you know that you're going to give Bethune-Cookman a good field position here.
Yeah, we're going to see Avery Salerno again to punt the football away for Jackson State. He's a soccer-style kicker. Trying to get this one to roll, and this time it bounced. Now he gets a roll for Jackson State. That's what he was trying to do. The Kari Allen Johnson back to return, but he could not get his hands on that one. And you can help support the American Red Cross here. Donate now if you want to. The American Red Cross doing a lot of good work with a lot of hurricane relief stuff.
Man, there's one thing we all know, right, is the storms of any kind are more dangerous and certainly more aggressive. And Red Cross is always there to support. If you want to donate, now's the time, again, to help out. Right now, the East Coast is getting hammered with a tropical depression right now.
redcross.org/ESPN. So Bethune-Cookman will get the football back on offense. They lead Jackson State by a single point here with 1:56 to go in the first quarter, and Simmons is looking for some more. Now he has to step up in the pocket, sidearms it near the sideline, and completes it for a first down. Nice job by Simmons to number 3, Jawan Tink Boyd, who made a nice catch.
Yeah, and I think Kaverick Wiggins Jr., the quarterback right there, did a good job of staying with him. Whenever you get a quarterback that starts to move out of that pocket, you can start peeking at that quarterback and leave your receiver. He did a good job of staying with him.
Clock down to 1:40 to go in the first half. Simmons down the sideline, and oh, it goes off the fingertips. He had his receiver over there near the football and could not hang on. That was Davino Ellington on the play. Jalen Hughes helping out with the coverage.
Yeah, Hughes did a great job of using the sidelines as his extra defender. I don't think he could have landed inside. Even if he would have been able to touch the ball, be able to recover that inside. And again, as a defender, you have to know that sideline is your extra help. And if you could drive that receiver wide enough, you're able to not allow them to get a catch.
Yeah, Coach Raymond Woody with the lead, and he's trying to tack on some more before the half. It's Wildcats with the ball, 2nd and 10. And they go to the running attack. And this time, Jimmy Robinson is going to be pulled down as he was trying to turn the corner.
Yeah, Isaac Peppers came flying through. Again, we talked about jumping the gaps and stuff like that. You got to get home. Good news, when he got through that, he kind of caused enough commotion for his teammates to come and help him out and clean that one up.
So now Bethune-Cookman is content to let the clock roll. We're down to 1:02 to go here in the first half. Simmons has some time, throws underneath again, and his receiver is knocked out of bounds after making the catch, but he will not pick up the first down. That was Tink Boyd. And you got 51 ticks left on the clock, and you got fourth, and I think he got back to the original line of scrimmage, so make it 4th and 10. And they're looking over at the sideline to see what Coach Woody wants to do with 51 seconds to go in the first half.
Well, they've had a good job of
check that, make it 4th and 4 after that last carry.
Ah.
That's what they're talking about on the sideline.
Yeah, it is a big call, but I think they've done such a good job with their punts, getting them deep inside. I would be surprised if they don't just punt it and keep them pinned to make sure Jackson State's not able to pull off anything.
Yeah, Jackson State used their second timeout right there, so they have one remaining. And you're right, it's going to be interesting because if you go for it right there and you do not make it, Jackson State will get the football near midfield with an opportunity with one timeout and 51 ticks to go.
And they've got some players that can take it to the house, right? I mean, so, and again, their punts have been very effective so far this game. I would imagine they would just punt it and try to down a team. It's been a well battled game between both sides. I feel like both defenses have had their moments of shutting down the other offenses, and the offenses have had a little bit to get going, but they started picking it up for the second quarter.
Here we go. They're going to go for it. 4th and make it 4 for a first down for the Wildcats. And they got the Tigers jumped on the play. We'll see whether or not they were drawn off. The pass is going to be intercepted in the secondary, but we had a lot to sort out. That was Anthony Petty who made the interception downfield for Jackson State, but there was movement on the line before the snap.
Yeah, I think Jackson State's going to be offsides, but I think you're going to get a face mask on Bethune-Cookman on that tackle there on the interception. It looked like a finger got caught up in the face mask on the tackle.
Well, we're going to let Bobby Wright and company sort this thing out. Bobby Wright, our referee for tonight. The umpire is Brandon Bell. Head linesman, Talmadge Ford. The line judge, Corey Fleming. The field judge, Cecil Copeland. The side judge, Martin Morgan. And the back judge is Larry Hamilton. Wow. So both fouls go against the defensive unit from Jackson State.
Woo. And now that hurt. And again, I mean, love the Wildcats attacking like that. I thought that was really a tough call to go for it on that 4th down.